Today we're taking a look at a pretty unique little fixed blade. This is the Explorer in the orange and blue gummy worm configuration from Unita Knife Company. Now I've checked out a lot of small EDC fixed blades on the channel, but this one definitely stands out. Not just because of the name or the color scheme, but because it's a very compact knife with some pretty premium materials. But here's the question, at around $200, is this actually worth it for such a small fixed blade? Today we're going to take a closer look, go over the specs, do a few size comparisons, talk about the materials and the build quality, and then I'll give you my honest thoughts whether the price actually makes sense. So let's jump into it. So let's go over the basic specs of the Explorer. This is a very small fixed blade designed for everyday carry and it's definitely on the compact side. So here's the main specs. The overall length is 6 inches, while the blade length is just 2.6 inches. This is also coming with a blade steel of AEBL stainless steel and it's hardened around 62 HRC. This also features a full 10 construction and the handle material is textured G10 that is two-toned, giving it almost a sour gummy worm look. It comes with a pretty minimal molded Kydex sheath, and these are handcrafted in Minnesota here in the United States. So this is definitely built like a compact EDC utility knife rather than a larger outdoor knife. The blade shape is also pretty straightforward. It's just a simple drop point with a good amount of belly, which makes it great for everyday tasks like opening packages, cutting cardboard, food prep, or just general daily utility. And the overall size makes it a knife that could realistically disappear in a pocket or in a small sheath setup. Now to give you a better idea of the size, let's compare it to a couple other fixed blades. First up is the Luft Concepts LTL. The LTL is definitely a bit larger and more of a cleaver style knife, but in terms of usability, it's actually pretty comparable. When you put these side by side, you can see the Explorer is much shorter overall, but the cutting edge is still pretty usable for everyday tasks. The LTL is on the larger end of pocket fixed blades, so this is definitely a little bit smaller, but still completely usable. Next up, we have the Concept PAR. The PAR is another compact knife, but it definitely feels a lot closer in size compared to the Explorer. The PAR just has a smidge more blade, but other than that, they're pretty similar. What really stands out here is how compact the Explorer is. This thing is basically designed to be a minimalist fixed blade EDC. It's one of those knives where you can easily pocket carry it, neck carry it, or mount it to a belt with the right clip, which brings us something we'll talk about later. Now let's talk about the materials and the overall build quality. Starting with the steel, this knife uses AEBL stainless steel, which is honestly a really nice choice for a knife like this. AEBL is known for excellent edge stability, great toughness, and easy sharpening. And at around 62 HRC, it should hold an edge pretty well while still being tough enough for everyday use. It's also a steel that Kaiser has started to use a little bit more frequently now, and I personally don't really have much experience with it. Moving on to the handle, we have G10 scales that are slightly textured. The grip is actually really solid here despite the small size. Even though the knife is small, it still fits the hand really well thanks to the shape of the scales and the finger choil. I will note that this doesn't feature a lanyard hole, which is a slight bummer, as a lanyard would give this knife just a little bit more grip in hand just because it's so small. I actually have pretty small hands already. I'm just able to get a full 4-finger grip, but my pinky is constantly falling off. This knife is also full tang, which is always something I like to see on a fixed blade. That means the blade runs all the way through the handle, which helps add to the strength and durability. The fit and finish overall is also really excellent. Everything feels clean, all the edges are finished really well, no hot spots or rough edges, and the Cerakote blade coating gives it a really nice durable finish. So overall, from a materials and craftsman standpoint, this definitely feels like a premium knife, and it has the price tag to back that up. Let's talk about the big question, price. Most versions of the Explorer sit around $200 depending on the configuration. And this is where things get a little interesting, because on one hand, you're getting a US-made knife, good steel, solid construction, and small batch style manufacturing. And all that definitely adds to the cost for sure. But on one hand, there's one thing that holds back the value a little bit, and it's the sheath setup. This knife comes with a pretty nice molded Kydex sheath, which is nice, but it doesn't include any type of carry attachment. There's no ulti-clip, no belt clip, no soft loops, nothing like that included. Which means if you want to pocket carry this or mount it to a belt, you'll probably need to go out and buy something like an ulti-clip separately. And when you're already spending around $200, it would be nice to see something that's included. It's not a huge deal, but definitely worth mentioning. So overall, what do I think about the Explorer? Honestly, I think it's a really well-made small fixed blade. The materials are solid, AEBL is a great steel choice, the G10 handles feel good and look even better, and the overall build quality definitely feels premium. Where it gets a little questionable is the price compared to what you actually get in the package. If this knife came with something like an ulti-clip or a belt attachment, I think the value would feel a lot stronger. But if you're looking for a compact, American-made EDC fixed blade with good materials and solid craftsmanship, the Explorer is definitely worth checking out. It's small, it's capable, it's just a really clean looking design. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do you prefer small fixed blades like this, or you still prefer carrying a larger folding knife for everyday use? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.